called Points of View. It is for 2 players, and those 2 players are Martin and James. And how this game works is that both will be describing the same event, but from different points of view. So what we need from the audience is an event that both these players have witnessed. So you can start putting that in your little chat box now. An event that both these players have witnessed can be something small, from making of a peanut butter sandwich, or something big, like the falling down of the Eiffel Tower. Look at me go. Okay, so that popcorn machine exploding. Mahida, that is beautiful. Creating a human. Jumping castle deflated. Oh. Donald Trump slipping on a banana. I'm looking at that suggestion box and it is going mad. It's going crazy. It's going crazy. Cloning of Dolly. Who's Dolly?
The sheep or Parton?
Yes. Yeah. The cloning of Dolly the Sheep. Let's stick with that. That's a lovely suggestion. Thank you very much, J.P. von Benneker. Is that a Benneker? Okay, there we go. Cloning of Dolly the Sheep. James, you look. Any questions? Happy?
No, that's my game face.
That's your acting face. All right, let's watch.
So, it was July, isn't it? Nearly now, and I was out with my sheep. I've got my farm. It's out there just past Aberdeen, and I was out with the sheep. Heard them along a road. I've got a wee road, walls on the sides, and so I'm urging the sheep along the road, up to the pasture, and up there, that's where they go to eat. Now, I'd eaten already that morning. I'd had a sandwich, peanut butter sandwich.
I'll never forget the day we actually found Dolly. I was actually not meant to be working that weekend. I'd gone up to visit my parents back up just near Aberdeen. And as I was walking near the old hills, I saw this flock of sheep going up, and they were being escorted by this rather remarkably tall shepherd. And as I was wandering over, being a doctor of cloning of sheep, I thought I have to go look at them just for the giggles, to see what the sheeps back in Aberdeen are up to. And they were a beautiful flock, truly astounding.
So I've got my sheep going up the road. Now I give the sheep names, So I've got wee Deirdre and Genevieve and Tracy, and in front of Tracy is Natalie, and Natalie's walking on, and she's in the front. And next to Natalie is, if I remember correctly, her name was Sally, is in the front there. Now next to Natalie, in front of Genevieve now, because she's on the other side. And now next to Genevieve, Dolly. And we're all walking up, and Sean, the ram, is up the front, leading them all up the road, and we're going to take a left through this gate. It's my gate, and we're going to open the gate and go into the pasture, and that's where they'll spend the day eating grass, doing their things that they do, sheep, eating grass, pissing, and, number 2. So as we get up to the gate, I get sense. Now, if you're out in nature, you get senses, right? You feel things. You don't have to see it or hear it or anything like that. You just sense it. You sense it with your 7th sense. Not even a 6th then. It's your 7th sense. So just as Natalie goes through the gate, the 7th sense starts, prickling like Spider-Man with his spidey sense. I don't know what it was. So I turned around and...
Well, when I say a truly astounding flock, I do mean something out of myth itself. There was at the very front of the flock a great big ram, and he was leading all the ewes. And just near the front was the sheep that I would come to know as Dolly. She was causing a right ruckus, but not so much as another shape. I witnessed it as they entered a grove where they began eating and, pissing and all the things that the sheep do. And what they did then was the one female sheep, not Dolly, Dolly, as we will know, is great, but the one came forward and got up on its hind legs and started fighting with the sheep known as Dolly. It caused an immediate ruckus all around. I heard the shepherd start running towards them, screaming terrible things to them to try and get them to stop. But it was pure barbarism going on right there. And I don't mean when Barbara from the lab starts chugging down her coffee.
Now, wee Natalie, she's got a humour on her. She really does. And the day, I don't know what she was thinking, if she was really thinking at all. But she goes, I tell you, the seventh sense hit me. Next thing, with Natalie, she's all over with Dolly, and she's got Dolly in front of her. She's pounding her with her hoofs, and she's biting her with her wee teeth, but they're not doing too much damage because they're, just a wee square ewe teeth. Now, Sean, your ram, sees what's going on, and he comes over and wants to biff them, but he didn't biff them because he didn't know which one he had to biff. I mean, Natalie, of course, she was the troublemaker. But Dolly and Natalie were so into one another, hooves clattering all over their faces. Sean didn't know which one to biff, so he just biffed both of them. Right there, I couldn't believe my eyes.
I've never seen anything like it. The ram, in the confusion, went and actually attacked both of the ewes. It was something incredible to see. But beyond the behaviour of sheep, this is where things really started to turn. See, we all know that cloning is possible, mainly in the lab, but cloning in nature is possible in very rare circumstances. And not as soon as the ram had hit the sheep Dolly, that a lightning bolt from the sky came and struck her. And as it struck her, did Dolly not duplicate, not once but twice, so that there were 4 Dollys roaming around all of a sudden. Natural cloning. Never in my 20 years of doctoring have I seen something.
Witchcraft, that's what you call it. They call it science. It's not science. What kind of science sends a lightning bolt out to the heavens to turn 1 sheep into 4? All I'm saying, so watch out there when you're out on the heath with your sheep and there's thunder in the sky and your 7th sense is tingling. Watch out. You keep your eyes on Dolly because you might find you've not just 1, but again 4.
I ran over. I had to get some DNA samples from these sheep, all 4 of these clones. I had to know what was going on in the genetic structure of her, that she would react to lightning in that way. And even though I tried to get her and she was very well behaved, I couldn't touch her without some of that crazy shepherd calling me a witch. A witch? I have a doctorate. I'm way no laugh with a cauldron stirring up potions, you wee daft Egypt.
I never went out in the fields again. Went down the pub, started drinking, and I haven't stopped.
Regardless, I couldn't get the sheep inside. The man was too deranged, too strong. That was the last I saw of Dolly physically. But legend has it that in Aberdeen to this day, whenever lightning strikes, you can hear the cries of 1,000 sheep in the distance. And I believe it's Dolly and all the Dollys behind her, cloning as they'd like.